Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today I'm back with a review try-on of another borrowed hair tool, the Revlon one-step blow dryer. I think that's what it's called. This is actually my roommate's, and if you've seen my previous video, I go into my entire tryout process of all the attachments of the Dyson. And while this isn't exactly a dupe, it's very similar to the round brush attachment that the Dyson comes with. So I think that and this can be compared pretty directly. The paddle shape is slightly different. This is huge. It's just as light, but it is huge. It is the size of my face, which is great because I am going to be testing out how long it takes to do my entire head of hair, my thick hair. If you don't know my hair tech already, I will link the Dyson video above where I go into a lot more detail. But I have very thick hair, so we'll see how this tool performs. My number one criteria is always getting my hair done in the least possible amount of time. And the Revlon really performed. You'll see how long it exactly takes because I've timed the entire thing. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm starting off with freshly washed hair that I've just let air dry until it's about 50 to 60% dry. I was in a bit of a rush today, but I think the whole process would have been even faster if my hair was closer to 80% dry. The only products I'm using are heat protectant. This is the Tresemme one right here. And the It's a 10 Miracle leave-in product to reduce frizz and add some shine. I'm gonna start how I normally style my hair by dividing it up into 3 big sections, excluding my bangs, and working my way up from the bottom. Forgot to turn on the timer, so we're just gonna go ahead and do that now before we really get started. As you can see, the size of the brush allows me to work in giant sections. I'm basically done with the bottom layer in 2 big chunks on either side. Quick and simple. For reference, this is pretty much double the amount I can style at a time compared with the Dyson round brush attachment. I'm using it the same way though and running the brush straight down the front and back of each section a couple of times to dry and smooth it out. Quick disclaimer that I'm not really trying to perfect my hair, especially the bottom layers, so big sections like this really work for me. It also helps that my hair is quite amenable to the straight blow dry and instead does not like to hold a curl. I still tried to give my ends a bit of a curl at the bottom by wrapping the brush upwards and holding it there for a couple of seconds, and this worked to some degree, but I think my hair mostly just looked straight when I was done with all of it. So I just kept repeating this process in my lazy, imprecise manner until I reached my bangs. I did have to re-wet them a little at this point since they had dried out. And then I went ahead and blow dried them all together towards my face and then away from it, letting them fall and frame my face however they're feeling that day. And that's it. That's the entire look, done and dusted in 10 minutes and 23 seconds flat. Okay, wow, I am super impressed with this. I'm regretting the Dyson purchase almost. Well, it wasn't even my purchase, it was my mom's, but she really just only uses the round brush tool and she's trying to get a blowout look, which the Revlon performs a lot better if you have a lot of hair to get through. This was so insanely quick. I've never been able to do my entire head of hair in 10 minutes flat. 10 minutes with just this. Even the Dyson took me about 20 with its round brush functionality when I used it the exact same way. The Dyson gives you a slightly different look. I feel like my edges were a bit more curled and I could get a bit more of a flick at the end. Like if you like that outward flick at your hair, I could get that out of it a lot easier, whereas the Revlon gives you more of a straight blow dry. I think it's the paddle shape. Doesn't really allow for the curling motion to really stay in your hair. Plus I'm doing a lot more hair at a time. But overall, for 10 minutes, just to get a blow dried look, for $60, this is definitely worth it. 100 times better than using a straightener for sure. It's also a lot less heat damage than a straightener. It does get hot. I was sweating in there. If you noticed in the clip, I was definitely very hot. But it's a lot less hot than a straightener, so a lot less heat damage for your hair. It's not going to be the level of technology as the Dyson. The Dyson definitely gets less hot than this, but for me, for once in a while use to get the blowout look, 60 bucks, 10 minutes. This is the way to go. Definitely recommend. Maybe this will be the one tool I actually buy myself now and stop stealing from other people. Maybe when I move out. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and found it helpful. As I said before, if you want to see how the Dyson compared to the Revlon and how it performed on thick hair, you can check that out on my channel. Subscribe to catch more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Okay, let's not break her blow dryer.